What is going on, you guys? Today I have another episode for you where I'm going to be reviewing a YouTube channel called Coach Kyle Raw. And the title here is You Can't Fake High Frequency. Start to escape low frequencies. Let's get into it.
You can't fake frequency. And in order to become the best version of yourself, you're gonna need to be able to operate in high frequencies on a daily basis. And I know this because I was always in low frequencies. For the last 20 something years since my dad passed at 12 years old, I've been operating in low frequencies in my teens, my 20s, and even in my 30s. All right. And over the last couple of months, I've really dove deeper into these concepts and I've refined the philosophy around these things in the last 1 to 2 months. So I really want to share these teachings with you guys because there's so many people that are kind of oblivious to these concepts. Frequency is this topic that's thrown around a lot, but nobody really breaks it down on a scientific level. So let me explain to you guys frequency, how to avoid low frequencies, and how you can stack your own day to be in the highest frequencies possible. All right, I'll throw the chart up on the screen really quick. You can see that these are the different emotions that you could be experiencing and how it's correlated with high versus low frequencies. So at the top, we have enlightenment, and then as we start to go lower, it goes into love, joy, happiness, and then it goes into acceptance, willingness, neutrality, and then it goes into pride and courage. And then there's this breaking point. Everything up until that point and up is high frequency moods and behaviors and emotions. Once we start to go below that breaking point into desire, fear, anger, guilt, shame, apathy, all of those things are going into low frequencies. Okay, so you need to understand that breaking point on the chart because at any point in your day, we're going to be faced with decisions. Okay, decisions where you can choose to either go into desire, fear, or anger, or you could make the decision to go into high frequency by choosing pride and courage. All right. So with that being said, anytime you choose desire, fear, or anger, your frequency is going down. You're craving some type of bad food. You're craving your comfort zone. You're craving to stay in bed. You're avoiding putting in hard work. You're avoiding eating the clean food. You're trying to not give into, living a clean lifestyle, right? Drugs, getting pissed off at someone, getting envious at someone, talking shit on somebody. Anytime you turn to those emotions, it's lowering your frequency. However, if you could...
This is important for you guys to catch. You choose that. And a lot of people are so easily influenced that they, number one, don't realize that, and number two, they have no control over that. And I don't mean like you have to control it. I mean you can decline that invitation. So for example, you get frustrated about someone cutting you off while you're driving, or all these other things he's talking about. Like you can basically choose to be happy, or you can choose to be frustrated, sad, pissed off, whatever, right? You could choose to do one of these low frequency activities he was talking about as well, and you're choosing to put yourself there rather than choosing the happiness, joy, and the high frequency activities.
Be strong in those moments and instead choose pride or courage to go into higher frequency, you will raise your emotional state. All right, nobody really broke this down for me. I just thought okay, I'm zenned out, I'm in a high frequency, I'm pissed off, I'm in a low frequency. Yes, that's true, but the way that you get to higher frequencies is by staying strong, having pride, and having courage in all of these different situations. And I'll break down a couple different ones, okay? Let's just say, hypothetically, you're trying to work on either your social confidence or your business or your brand or your diet or your physique, right? It's typically one of those things throughout the day. You're either going to work or you're going to the gym, or you're trying to make money, or you're trying to build a business or something like that, or you're trying to interact with people and be social and date. So let's just go through a couple different examples. Somebody triggers you in your day-to-day, right? You get this emotional trigger of rage or jealousy or envy or anger or hatred, or somebody's talking shit on you even. That's a situation where we now have a decision to make. Do we give into anger? Do we give into jealousy, envy, negative emotional states and either explode on that person, or maybe we even keep it bottled up inside, but we just can't let go of the situation? All of those things are lowering the frequency because we chose not to go into love, acceptance, right? We couldn't face the situation properly without emotionally, impulsively reacting. Let's go into a different situation. You're really craving a bad cheat meal. There's this pizza at the work party. Your friends, you're out with your boys and they offer the blunt for you to smoke the weed, or they're saying take the shot, right? You have all these different desires of temptation. Maybe it's even with women. You have these lustful experiences. You have these lustful cravings. You have this desire to put on porn. You have this desire to fucking jerky. Right? Anytime you're doing anything that gives into desire, understand it's pushing you down into a lower frequency. Now, the way that I want to explain this to you guys is that you need to have very clear goals for the day and for the week. And I talk about this a lot on my channel.
Change the word goals to intentions. What do you want to happen this week? What do you want to accomplish this week? That'll make it very clear. And instead of forcing those things to happen, you're going to get opportunities, meet people, and get those tasks done naturally rather than crunch time, hustle, force things. Oh, I got to figure out what I need to do next. Oh, God. You see the difference there? It's natural and you're in flow state versus panic, survival. Oh, God, I got to get this done. Got to rush. Oh, I got to work 16 hours for my boss. Oh, God. And by the way, just to rewind just a little bit, don't suppress those emotions when you get triggered by something. Like, maybe you're in a conversation with someone and something triggers you. Just take a second, welcome the emotion in that feeling, breathe into it, and move forward with love. Don't even allow that to affect you. That's where you need to be, not allowing someone else's emotional waves to affect you. That is so powerful. Because if you get into an argument with them, if you play into whatever the weirdness that they're doing, they're arguing, they're getting mad, they're getting upset, the blah, 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 then you're just making it worse. You're like amplifying each other's emotions rather than you being the chill guy. I know that's like a meme right now. I don't know anything about it, but you could just be the chill guy. And also put down your boundaries. Hey, look, I know you're upset right now. I think it's better that we have this conversation later when we're both calm and level-headed. Or, hey, I'd rather have this conversation when we're both calm and level-headed. That's just one of my boundaries. So let's continue this later. Boom. And don't even give it to them if they like get angry. Oh no, we need to have this conversation now. No, you don't. Nothing is stressful. Nothing is urgent. Deadlines are bullshit. Don't let people rush you. Life is abundant. Life is effortless. Life is easy. And you only let your mind convince you otherwise.
On structure, accountability, self-development on a lot of different topics on my channel. If you guys, if you're new to the video, you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button because I break down all of these different elements. But really what it is you need to go into your day with clarity on what your goals are. If you're trying to get your physique on point, you're trying to remove the drugs, the vices, the bad shit from your life, you're trying to hit an earlier wake-up time or a hard workout, you're trying to work on your social confidence, you're trying to put out content, put out value to the world, all of those things require pride and courage. But let me explain. You need to have clarity on what your goal is for the day, and you need to be able to state these things out loud with pride. It starts in the morning with a reflection of you writing out what are your goals for the day. If you can't take pride in your own goals around your diet, your fitness, your confidence, your social skills, business, your relationship, if you can't take pride in what your goal is for the day, and you can't even write it down, you can't even say it out loud, you can't incorporate that into your prayer, you can't say it to your friends, you're already turning to fear, right? If you're trying to go out and increase your social confidence and you can't go up and start that interaction, you're turning to fear.
Yeah.
You need to face that fear and instead have courage in that moment. So pride and courage, in my opinion, are the stepping stones, like the necessary stepping stones to avoid going into low frequency. And the only way that you're going to really know in those moments if you're turning to fear is the only way is if you actually have action-based goals for the day. Right? And I talk a lot about this on the channel. I talk about, guys, you need to know what your goals are for today. You need specific granular goals written out today of what am I going to do at what times. That's the foundation to being able to maneuver through your day with pride. Okay, I can't have pride and courage if I don't know what the goal is for the day. If I don't know what I'm going to be strong about and resist what temptations, I'm just kind of maneuvering through my day and I'm leaving all of it up to chance based on my emotional state. And that's why so many people give into desire. That's why so many people give into anger. That's why so many people give into fear, because they don't even see the opportunities when they're presented in real time. So if I'm just kind of obliviously going throughout my day and I get triggered and I just act out emotionally, obviously I'm going to be going in a lower frequency. If I give into that weed smoke, I'm going to be going in a lower frequency. All right. So hopefully this is bringing a little bit of clarity to you guys. You need to understand that, okay, these are all the different emotional states I could be experiencing throughout the day. Based on my own reflection of my behaviors over the last couple of days or weeks, I know that my vices and my bad behaviors are blank, blank, blank. Blank drug, blank drink, blank food, blank bad behavior, right? You need to know that for yourself, man. And then you need to analyze your progression on a day-to-day basis. If you're not tracking it, then you have no idea where you're messing up. You have zero clarity. And that's really what was going on in my life, all of my 20s and even in first couple of years of my 30s. I'm going to be 35 in a couple of months now, right? But I just didn't know. I didn't track any of these things. I wasn't reporting to anybody about any of these things. And so I just kind of obliviously went through my life. And then if my girlfriend triggered me, I would just kind of emotionally get pissed off and my ego would get triggered. And then I would emotionally dump more anger or negativity back onto her. How do you think that affects the relationship? How do you think that affects my state? Have you ever freaked the fuck out on somebody and you felt better about it? Fuck no, dude. No. You think you felt better because you finally got that off your chest, but I promise you, like long term, that actually lowers your frequency. The same way that if you finally got to smoke, you probably feel better in that moment because all of these things are giving into short term gratification, but they all lower your frequency. And then the lower and lower your frequency goes, the harder it is to even get out of that frequency. People that are in low frequency want to do lower frequency shit. You've ever taken an off day or had a cheat meal or had some shit? You don't smoke the blunt and have the cheat meal and then suddenly have this craving to just be very, very healthy and live and make awesome decisions. It's like when your day's going bad and you give into low frequencies, that leads to lower frequencies. Typically, you smoke the blunt, then you want to eat the bad food. You eat the bad food, then you want to jerk off. You want to jerk off, then you want to stay up late and play the video game. You want to play the video game, then you want to stay in your comfort zone. Then you wake up the next day and you want to smoke the blunt again. You want to eat the bad food again. It just has this ripple down effect. And that's why people that are in low frequency like hanging around other people in low frequency. And that ties back to the concept of this video, which is you can't fake your frequency. Whatever mood you're in, whatever emotional state you're in for the day, you can't fake super high frequency. People can tell your vibe when they see you. When you interact with somebody, I can tell exactly where you're at. You could put on a fake smile. You could try to have better tonality and try to like use conversation skills. But like at the end of the day, if you're vibing really high, it's just obvious. People feel that shit. You're either drawn to somebody based off of their frequency and their energy, or you're kind of repulsed by it, or you're kind of like pushed away by it, right? Repelled away from it. So you can't fake that though. The only way to raise your frequency, and again, this is on a daily basis, you need to structure out a day that puts you through uncomfortable actions. Because understand, guys, the comfortable actions are designed and aligned with your desires, okay? The comfortable actions are aligned with your desires. So by default, if you stack your day with comfortable action, you're just stacking your day to go lower and lower and lower frequency. So if you wake up, you sleep in, you smoke a blunt, you eat the bad food, you jerk off, bro, I know you think that you're gonna be feeling good in those moments, but truly, the relationship you have with yourself, like your true self-talk in those moments, you feel like a piece of shit, bro. You don't feel confident about yourself. You don't really feel optimistic or ambitious about your life in those moments. And if you do that...
Because that's the real replacement for pride there. I mean, yeah, you're proud of how you act, or you're not proud of how you act. So you have confidence. And what confidence really means is trust in yourself. So if you keep not going to the gym, if you keep not setting intentions and having things that you're going to attract and accomplish that day, specific things, maybe pushing a business forward, not pushing, but you're putting natural efforts into it, actually being hungry, chasing, and striving or having this drive to accomplish more. That's what needs to happen. You actually being curious about your life and making next steps to continually improve. That'll give you pride or confidence or trust in yourself, not the other version where you're giving in to a lot of those vices he talked about.
Daily, how could you have a strong relationship with yourself? Your true core confidence is going to be shit, and you're going to be dependent on those external things to constantly give you reassurance that things are okay. And so that's why when I see people that are in high levels of anxiety, they have a lot of fear, they don't have true core confidence levels, they don't have a strong sense of self-talk with themselves, it's because they don't have clarity on what their goals are for the day. They haven't been consistently going through a blueprint on a daily basis of this is the goal at this time, and when I'm done with that, I'm doing this thing. And that whole structure is aligned with high frequency activities, right? So the goal is to line out your day from the moment you wake up, dude. Hit that early wake up time, hit that slightly uncomfortable wake up time, reinforce it with positive self-talk because you man the fuck up, you had pride, you had courage. It's not easy when you're operating low frequency. Over time it gets easier, but at first, man, it's not easy. It's not easy to get out of the bed when you're not used to doing it. So you got to take pride in that shit. You get up, you take pride in the fact you hit that early wake up time. You go eat that clean meal, you take pride in the fact that you're eating clean for the day. Otherwise, the default is to just go back to the negatives, man. You got to be prideful that you're moving through the day and not giving into the desires, dude. You think I really wanted to wake up every day at 5 a.m. every single day on end, even when I'm sleep deprived? I don't necessarily want to do it. I don't necessarily want to do that, but it's at a point now where I have so much pride and how I feel about myself and my self-talk and the man I'm becoming is just, I'm vibing so high that it's like, I genuinely, at this point now, I don't want to sleep in. But initially, man, that shit was difficult as fuck, right? All I eat for breakfast and lunch is just 6 eggs unseasoned, right? Unseasoned scrambled eggs, no salt, nothing. That's my first 2 meals of the day, first 3 meals of the day. I don't even eat anything else until late afternoon. It's not enjoyable. It's not this massive dopamine spike, and that was done deliberately. And again, you don't need to eat my exact meal to be in high frequency. I'm just showing you guys like how I operate in my day to day. So it's an early wake up time. It's a clean meal that's deliberately not that enjoyable. Then it's a hard workout that is deliberately not that enjoyable. These are all uncomfortable actions reinforced by positive self-talk. All right. Then it's hard work throughout the day. As your frequency is going up higher and higher throughout the day, now we're hitting those higher frequencies where you're genuinely going to want to give back peace, love, happiness, and value to the rest of the world for the betterment of humanity. So if you ever met somebody who's operating in low frequencies, they're talking shit on other people. They're envious on other people. They're trying to bring other people down.
Yeah.
That's because they're in a low frequency, and that's what they're giving out to the world. The dudes
Crabs
that are
in a
operating
bucket.
in the highest frequencies, bro, like when I'm in high frequency, all I want to do is help. All I want to do is give out value. All I want to do is impact people's lives positively.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So the goal, just to recap this, is being aware of whatever emotional state you're in the beginning of the day.
You start giving love to other people and like giving compliments just naturally. You're vibing high. Like people can see that good energy versus someone who's in a low frequency. You know, they start victimizing themselves. Oh, my day, I'm tired. This person said this to me. You see what's happening? And one thing he said earlier, I know that he actually does the things, but never say try. There's a guy that says something I really like named Brandon Carter. He says, I hear a lot of people say try. You're a try baby or a cry baby, right? You either try or you did it. Do or do not. There is no try. That's also a quote from Yoda, I'm pretty sure.
Because some days I wake up, I'm in a great state. Other days I wake up, I'm not in a good state. That's okay. Wherever you start for the day, that's how it is. Then you want to create a routine for the day. That is a safeguard. This is a guaranteed set of actions that I'm going to do throughout my morning into the afternoon, regardless of how I'm feeling when I wake up. And if I hit these actions, followed by positive self-talk, these action-based goals for my day are structured to raise my frequency. Mm-hmm. The food choices, the wake-up time, the actions that I do, the workouts that I do, the things I don't put into my body deliberately, the way that I don't emotionally outburst on people deliberately. I need to practice this on a daily basis, dude. I have a very big business that I run. There's a lot of people I interact with. It can be difficult sometimes to not emotionally overreact and to catch myself in those moments, realize where I'm at, and instead of getting into anger, jealousy, negativity, hatred, resentment, whatever it is, find neutrality, find acceptance, find willingness to face the situation and give back peace, love, happiness, value to these people. Okay? It's not that easy, especially if you're in a low frequency, you're going to be in this greedy, selfish ass mood and behavior where you're not going to be able to do that. All right? So that's the program right there, bro.
Don't take it personally when someone does that. That's what you feeding into their emotions and you're both making it worse. If they blow up on you, if they boil over, they have something going on in their own life, they give you negative judgment, yell at you, whatever. It's not about them. It's not about you. None of it matters, right? Stress is bullshit. Like it doesn't exist. And you're allowing yourself to feel like that. You're playing into what they're doing. And at the same time, they allow their emotions to get the best of them. You can use emotions in a positive way to be creative and hungry and to help people. And you can use emotions, like allow them to control you. And you become a victim and then you take it out on other people. I had this happen twice this week. 2 people did that where they boiled over onto me and I had to listen and react out of love as much as possible and make sure that there was a boundary there that didn't get crossed. You know, because you could become like a, empathetic, like emotional sponge and suck up their emotions too. And that's not what it's about. You don't want to do that. You want to understand. You want to hear them and understand them and be able to empathize and not soak up their emotions. Because it's not about you or them or anybody's ego. Also, this is a side note. He was talking about doing things like not enjoying the food, not enjoying the workout. It would be a bonus if you changed it. For example, doing workouts in a way that you actually enjoy. So of course, like you might do some weightlifting and then also throwing in, if you're interested in, some sort of martial arts or Muay Thai boxing, something like that. If that's something that sounds exciting to you, start doing exercise that's fun as well. If you like weightlifting, if you like running, if you like boxing, if you like dancing, maybe like salsa or Latin dance or some other kind of dance, hip hop, other things. If you like rock climbing, the indoor boulders, things like that, let's figure out what you're actually into so that you can make these things fun as well. So it feels a lot more natural, like you would do it and not you're not worried about like, oh, it's a hard thing, but I'm going to do it anyways and be proud of it. It's I would say it's a balance there.
Removing all of these negative things from your life, the drugs, the alcohol, the vices, the negativity, the whack people in your life that are already negative as well, that could even bring
Oh
you down
yeah.
more. Then it's the daily actions you're going to go through to have pride and courage around your goals that will raise up the frequency as you're going throughout your day. And then really when you're at the highest frequencies, you want to give back. You want to give back
Yes.
to the world. So you set up your day to build yourself up, and then you give back peace, love, happiness, value to the world for the betterment of humanity, man. And that is the most fulfilling thing, dude. It's the most fulfilling. Anything else, just giving into living a life that you're trying to construct that's just based around maxing out your desires, dude, that is a never-ending hamster wheel of dopamine where you will never be satisfied, ever. I'm
Yeah.
the most satisfied I am in my life right now. Most satisfied, least amount of anxiety, highest levels of confidence. But I'm not chasing anything anymore. I'm done chasing things. I'm just about putting in the own work for myself, maxing out my character selflessly, and then giving back selflessly. All right, when you can start to operate from those frequencies on a daily basis, you're going to have the highest version. You're going to be the best version of yourself. You're going to be at the highest frequencies possible, and as a result of that, you'll have the most ambitious, most optimistic, highest levels of confidence, best futuristic view of yourself and who you could become. It's truly like a blissful feeling, man. When you've put in the work for the day and you're chilling back, and now you're just giving back the value and the love and the happiness, man. The people that are in low frequencies, that shit can't even affect me at that point. It can in the mornings. Like when I wake up in the morning, sometimes there's some stressful shit, there's some negative shit, there's some things that were on my brain from the day before. I'm in low frequency. It kind of hits me. I can catch myself diving into it more because I'm aware. Like I know, okay, I'm thinking about this in this way. Yeah, I'm in a low frequency right now. The old me would just get lost in those things and then dive deeper into those things and then think that I need external substances like weed and junk food and talking shit on other people and watching bullshit to make myself feel better. That's the perspective most people are in. They live their whole day or their whole week in low frequencies, and then they need the externals on the weekend or at the end of the day or later on in the day, or even if they're selfish enough, in the beginning and midday, they go to all those external things to make themselves feel better. And then they're running a hamster wheel like that. They never actually
They're self-soothing and escaping, and then they're perpetuating the same life, the same bullshit that they've been dealing with, the same 9 to 5, the rat race. So you actually never break out of it. And then you're just upset that you never broke out of it because you didn't actually change any of your behaviors. So basically, you got out of the bed the same way, you brushed your teeth the same way, you went to work the same way, you did everything the exact same way, and you're wondering why your life isn't changing. It's obvious now, right? That is huge. That is huge. And it's best to remember that.
build themselves up. They never get to high enough levels where they could actually even give back to the world. And their entire life is based off of me, take,
Yep.
give out negative. It's not a good life to live in. Also,
And by the way, I'll let the video keep playing after this. That's also related to everyone. There's a lot of people who continue to live their present life as the past version of themselves. All these things happen to them, so they're either a victim or these things happen to me, so that's why I do this. That's why I'm this way. Rather than acknowledging the present and acting differently, acting as your ideal self, your future vision, your avatar. Because there's two things here. The future doesn't exist and the past doesn't exist. The only thing that exists right now is you right now in the present. So it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter what happens in the future. You can bring the future you want to you by being that person now. And that's why he was talking about like people like being in these low energies because they're like, oh, well, this happened to me in my life, or this person did this to me or said this to the other day, and oh my God. And they say, oh, this is why I can't do that, or I'm too old, or, oh, nobody cares. Nobody cares, and I mean that in the most loving way. Nobody cares, and as soon as you realize that, you can change your life.
so if you just think about it on a mass scale, it's making the world a shittier place. Fuck that, dude. I want to make a massive change in the world. I want to put out peace, love, happiness, and value to change the world for the better, for the betterment of humanity. I keep talking about that on my channel because that's what it's like to have the greatest purpose in life. It's no longer about you. You have an obligation to the rest of the world, to your community, to your brotherhood, to your tribe, to your family and friends and loved ones. You have an obligation to those people to be operating at high frequencies so you can positively impact everybody else. That's what will bring the most fulfillment. But until you go out and get the things you're desiring, you won't realize it. It's not until you get that shit that you're like, damn, that's what I was getting, bro. I still want more shit now. I got the Lambo, I got the Rolex, I got the Miami penthouse. I still want more shit. No, dude. That's because you're in low fucking frequencies and you're chasing desire. That's a never-ending chase, my dude. Never-ending chase. So change your perspective on the way that you're operating in your day. Pay attention to, are you giving into desire, anger, fear, and that's going to bring you down lower? Or are you prideful? Do you have pride and courage in your goals? Have you removed all of the bad things that you crave, desire, all the desires that you crave, right? I've removed damn near everything. And I do a reflection every day, and I have a community that I report to for that's leverage, and that's an obligation of mine to keep myself on point. Most of you guys don't have anyone to report to. You don't have any structure. You don't have clear-cut goals. And so you're operating blindly throughout your day with no accountability, no leverage, and no one to really give back to, right? And that can be a very difficult place to be in. All right, so hopefully this opened your eyes to what's going on in your day and how you can actually do better with all of these things. If you want more accountability, if you want...
Yeah, guys, I mean, obviously, great video here. And I recommend, if you're interested, he just mentioned something about community. I just started a free community on School. You can book that or join that in the link below, where you can find like-minded people who are interested in self-love, growth, naturally attracting that, and also realizing that you don't need to keep seeking or searching out of scarce or lack mindsets. You realize that you're already enough. Actually, you're abundant now. And so we want to help you realize your true self, being happy and abundant in all areas of your life. You know, your relationships, your finances, your health, all of these things. So join the free community. And also, I just started offering a free 15-minute call to help you, guide you in your life. If there's anything that you feel you struggle with right now, whether it's, some dating or your health and nutrition, fitness, or anything else, I'm happy to hold you accountable and find a solution. Or let me change that. I'm not a problem solver here. I can help you do that. Really what I want to do is help you create the life that you actually want, like your vision. I mean, I've lived in Bali, I've lived in Colombia, Peru, Mexico, Thailand, and I left the US. So I no longer have a typical 9-to-5, and I want to help you live your best life. All right, guys, enough out of me. Go check out Coach Kyle Raw. Also, like, comment, subscribe here, and I will see you in the next one. You got this, bro.